Hello, 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 welcome to Firearms of America, and today we're doing another Ultimate Survival Boot review, and today I have these Timberland White Ledge Mid Waterproof hiking boots. Alright, while we're talking a little bit about them, let me open up the box. So, these are by far the most popular boots that I have found on Amazon. For whatever reason, I'm not sure. They're pretty good, don't get me wrong, but there's really nothing special about them compared to really any other boots out there. But for some reason, they have over 9,000 reviews on Amazon. It's crazy. Yeah, it's a lot of reviews. Pretty good reviews. Almost 5 stars, so it's really impressive. Now, the price ranges between $70 and $160. Yes, it's a big difference, but that's because they have a few different colors, actually 4 different colors. There's these black ones, there's the dark brown, there's a light brown, which they call wheat, and then there's a gaucho, which is another shade of brown on there. And of course, depending on the size, which size you're gonna get. Now, these are, like I said, waterproof. So you have now a little bit of an idea what we are going to be talking about in this review. So, like I said, it's an ultimate survival boot review. Okay, what that means is that we're going to judge this boot actually on 8 different criteria that I think are pretty important to consider. The very first one is going to be walking, running, length, comfort. So what I've done, the test, I actually did a 3-mile run in this boot and then a 5-mile walk in this boot without, taking them off, obviously, or changing. so we'll talk about how they perform during that. Number 2 is going to be the stuff proof, how many different things it is proof. Obviously, we already know that they're waterproof. Number 3 is going to be quality. Number 4 is going to be sole, grip, slip, resistance. Yep, pretty important one. Number 5 is going to be the temperature. Number 6, longevity, how long they're going to last you. Number 7 is going to be balance of application because it's an ultimate survival boot review. So, we obviously want to consider different scenarios, different situations. And finally, least important one, I think, in my opinion, is the price because, if it's really the ultimate survival boot for you, does it really matter how much it costs? No, you really need to get it. Okay, so let's talk about number 1, walking, running, length, and comfort. Like I said, I ran 3 miles on these. I did a 5-mile walk without taking the whole thing. Took me about 3 hours. Okay, let me tell you, they are not very easy to run in. They are not even very comfortable to walk in for that long. I'm not entirely sure why, because they are hiking boots. Now, another thing I wanted to mention is a little bit weird sizing. Now, if you have watched any of my Ultimate Survival Boots reviews, you know that I have already done a few of them, quite a few of them, and I never had a problem with sizing. I always get the size 10, sometimes even 9.5, and it always fits me either perfectly or a little bit bigger. Now, this is size 10, but it is a little bit too small. I would get a 10.5 or even maybe 11 for this particular boot. So keep that in mind. If you're getting these boots, if your size is 10, maybe get 10.5 or even 11. Because if you know the hiker boots, they are supposed to be a little bit bigger than your normal size. Why? Because if you are walking downhill, your foot slides forward and your toe will be hitting the front constantly, and you're gonna hurt yourself if you're doing a long walk. Okay, so that might be one of the reasons contributing to them not being comfortable walking for too long in my case. So just keep that in mind. But there is one important thing that I noticed that you should definitely keep in mind is how hard this sole is practically unbendable. Now, the rubber that they use in the sole is practically unbendable. So whenever you are running, you know how you have to run basically putting all your impact mostly on your tippy toes and not on your... It's very hard to keep the impact from your ankle. So after running probably about half a mile, my knees were already hurting because I was getting a lot of impact on my heel running in this boot. So not very good performance whenever it comes to walking, whenever it comes to running, And comfort-wise, for some reason, they feel really, really hard on your feet. They don't feel very comfortable. You know, a big difference, you know, in price, obviously, but I would compare them to, let's say, the, what are they, Salomon GTX, and they're compared to those feel absolutely fantastic. These are very uncomfortable compared to this. But even the price wise, there are actually out there the cheaper boots, the hiking boots, and they are from Colombia. Check them out. They're also very, very popular. They go for about $75 if I'm not mistaken. They are much more comfortable than these ones. So take a look at those. They even pretty much look like this ones, okay? Okay, so stuff proof. Now, stuff proof, like I said, these are waterproof, which is good for your, you know, ultimate survival boot. Obviously, you want something that is waterproof. The more things it is proof, the better. Number 3, quality-wise, like I said, it has a lot of reviews on Amazon, about 9,000 reviews. People talking about their longevity, them lasting for a very long time, for more than a year. So obviously, judging from those reviews, you can tell that the quality is pretty good. The build quality, they do last, okay? Number 4 is the sole grip slip resistance. Now, I kind of do like this sole. It's very interesting. I think it is both aggressive, and at the same time it has that special slip resistance which would be good on, you know, for example, a slippery tile like on McDonald's floor, or in the sand. The grooves are not too aggressive where the sand or mud would get stuck in them and make the boot, you know, heavy and flat. So pretty good job, Timberland, on that one. It's a really good balanced sole, you know, for different situations. Number 5 is the temperature. Now, today was a pretty hot day, and my feet did get a little bit overheated in these, because you can tell that they're designed more for cold temperatures rather than being, you know, in the hot temperatures. Like today, it was almost 90-degree day. But they do have these nice vents, so like I said, it wasn't too much, it wasn't too bad. So pretty good job with that as well, Timberland. Okay, so number 6 was longevity. I already mentioned it was quality, pretty much the same thing. Check out the reviews on Amazon, the link is in the description below. Number 7 is the most important one, I think, the criteria. It is the balance of application. Now, you want your ultimate survival boot to be as balanced as possible. You want it to be good in a rocky road, in the sand, crossing the creek with the slippery rocks in the creek, in ice, in snow, all of those different things, right? So whenever it comes to this boot, I think the balance of application is really, really good, because they are waterproof, because they are, you know, pretty good for winter situations, but also not that bad for a very hot day. Like I said, I ran in them for 3 miles and it wasn't that bad. They were hot, but it wasn't that bad. Pretty good. And of course, the best part is, I think, the flexibility. Not flexibility like that, but but in the actual application of the sole, of how different it is and how it can handle different things. So it's pretty good. Now, price-wise, like I said, depending, if you're gonna get lucky, you can find them somewhere between, you know, $80 and $150, $160 on Amazon, depending on the color, depending on the size that you are looking for. Okay, so overall, my conclusion, I would say the only area where they do not perform very well is the actual comfort, you know, of walking, running, and lengthy, you know, comfort overall in general. Whatever you're doing, whatever you're just wearing them, just sitting in them, or standing in them, or walking and running. It's not easy to walk in them, and it's definitely not easy to run in this boot. And I think it is very, very important whenever it comes to having this boot as, you know, your ultimate survival boot. So overall, if you're considering to buy this boot as just your normal winter boot, or a little bit of a hiking, if you don't do anything serious whenever it comes to hiking, maybe, you know, a short 30-minute, 1-hour trail, and that's it. Great buy. Like I said, great sole, great temperature, and of course you get the waterproof for a decent price. But if you're doing something a little bit more serious whenever it comes to hiking, if you are looking to buy these as your work boot, I would say maybe look around some more, because like I said, there is a Columbia out there, very popular boot, and they are cheaper than these, and they're much more comfortable, and they are also waterproof. So thank you very much guys for watching. What do you think about these boots? Would you consider them as your ultimate survival boots or no? Let me know. We now have a Facebook group apparently, so check it out. It's in the description below. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.